I did it. I quit my job.
You have clocked in. For in, you have clocked out at.
I quit. No. Bitch. I quit. Motherfucker! Hey everyone. I know it's been a long time since I posted my last video, and there's two main reasons why. One, as you've seen in the intro, I quit my job about 3 months ago. I've been traveling all over Asia ever since, and now I am currently in Japan, and specifically Tokyo Disneyland, baby. And the second reason why is I have a very big announcement. See You on the River poker merch is out. Obviously I don't have any of the gear on me, but I'll pop up some of the items up here. You can take a look. I sell not for just men, but also women. And I also post up the link, robinsontran.com, somewhere around here. I also posted all the information down below if you want to go check it out. But I've been working so long and hard on it, and the logo turned out amazing, and I'm just so happy that the merchandise is out. So if you want to help support me along my journey, go get some merchandise. But I won't go too much into detail, but what made me want to do the solo travel is I've been working this last 3 years as a cardiac sonographer, and I like what I do, but I don't love what I do. You know, I don't wake up every single day excited to go to work, and I didn't have anything really to complain about, but I just got tired of doing the same routine over and over. And the next thing I know is I blink my eyes and it's 3 years later, and I just felt like I wasn't living my life, and I just knew something needed to change. And again, this last 3 months has been the best 3 months of my entire life, and I'm so happy with the decision I made to just quit my job and go live life. But all that being said, I know that was kind of a lot of talking, but just want to say I really appreciate you guys for all the love and support through this whole journey, and I'm excited to take you guys with me along the way. So, see you on the river. Alright, I'm in SF, about to head out to Lucky Casino Poker Room. Just got my new merch, baby. I am ready. See you on the river. Got the hat, okay? I got the shirt. I even got the socks. Let's go, baby. It's my first time out here playing poker in SF, and they play here a little bit differently, at least at Lucky Chances. It's 1-2-2 no limit, and the button always has to put in $1. But it's not a strato, and there's no advantages. It's really just an extra blind, so I thought that was pretty weird. But honestly, it's not a big deal. And if you want to play a hand, you can't just call it a $2 big blind. You have to put in $5 to play. First hand of the night, and I'm in the big blind. Seat 9 or under gun +1 raised it to $15, and everyone else folds. I look down at Jack Queen of clubs, and only I make the call, and we go heads up to a flop. The flop's a fun one. King 8-4 with 2 clubs, and I got a flush draw. First action's on me, and I check to him. My opponent bets out $20, and I make the quick call. I'm not going anywhere with my draw. The turn is the 5 of spades, and I check again. And surprisingly, he checks back. With this check back, I don't think any King X hands like Ace King or King Queen is checking back this turn. So maybe he has a hand like Ace Queen, Ace Jack, or maybe like a medium pocket pair hand. The river misses my flush draw, the 10 of hearts. Well, I can't win with Queen High, and after the turn check, I don't think my opponent is very strong, so I lead out for $40. My opponent doesn't think too much about it before making the fold. Alright, starting off the session, getting a small bluff through. I like it. About 5 minutes later, I look down at two bad bitches and hijack. Twinsies. The middle position calls $5, and then I raise it to $20. Only the middle position calls, and we go heads up to a flop. The flop is not too bad for queens. 5 jack with 2 clubs. Action checks to me, and I c-bet for $20, just as I would if I had a hand like ace king in position as well. He makes the call pretty quickly. I think he has a flush draw. The turn is another jack, now give me a full house, and I'm very confident I have the best hand. He checks it over me again, and I think the best play here is to check back being in position. It keeps all his bluffs in range, and I'm trying to disguise my hand and make it seem like I have ace high that would check back here more often than not. So I set the trap and check back. The river is a 3 of spades, and this time my opponent leads out for $20. Great. I look at his stack behind, and he only has about $100 left, and I want all of it. So I put him all in for a total of $126, and my opponent tanks for about a minute before making the call. I show the ladies, and we're good, and we stack them. Hey, I didn't know it snowed out here in San Fran, baby.
Like this.
Let's go. Just a few hands later, I pick up my favorite hand, 10 jack of spades under gun, and raise it to $15. 2 players call, and we go 3 ways to a flop. The flop's a good one. 10 jack 9 all offsuit, and I flop top 2 pair. Action checks to me, and I size up my c-bet to $25. Both players made the call, and I actually think I have the best hand here, because if someone had king queen, I'm pretty sure with the board being so connected, they're gonna raise. So I guess the only real hand that I'm worried about is if someone had pocket 9s. The turn is a 3 hearts, which shouldn't change anything. When action checks to me, I'm only worried that someone has a queen in their hand for an up and down straight draw. Other than that, I should have the best hand here. This time, I size up to $100. The player to my left quickly folds, and then the player to my right snap calls for less, 58. He then quickly flips over jack king of hearts for top pair, a straight draw, and a flush draw. So I need to avoid any heart, king, or queen, and we're good. Nope. The dealer does not slow roll at all and quickly rivers the 5 of hearts. Sheesh. The opponent and the dealer said, "See you on the river, bitch." And I double him up. Small hit, but it's always tilting to lose on the river, especially when being ahead, but that's poker for you. I mean, if you're gonna give it out, you gotta be able to take it too, right? Okay, that didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Alright, moving on. This next hand, I believe I made 2 mistakes with my bet sizing. A bunch of people fold, and then I look down at ace queen offsuit and raise it to $10. Sizing error mistake number 1. I normally do 3 to 4x raise pre-flop, so it should have been $15, just as I was doing all night. When you raise pre-flop, it should always be consistent. The same sizing every time to disguise the strength of your hand. So if you raise pre-flop $15 with deuce 7, you should also do the same if you have pocket aces. Only one player calls, and we go heads up to a flop. The flop is 4 jack 3 all offsuit, and this board should never really be hitting my range. Action checks to me, and I c-bet for $15, just trying to represent an overpair. But now looking back, if I did have an overpair like pocket queens, kings, or aces, would I really only raise $10 pre-flop? Probably not. He calls, and the turn's the king clubs, which now definitely hits my range. I could definitely have a hand like king queen here. So I bet out $25, about half size of the pot, and he makes the call again. The river is the 7 hearts, which now 5-6 gets there, but that's about it. My read at the time was he wasn't very strong. I'm putting him on a hand like 10 jack, and I think if I put max pressure on him, I could get him to fold. So that's exactly what I do. I flick in my one-of-a-kind See You on the River card protector in, and I put him all in for $126, and he does not snap call.
so that's a good sign. Oh, by the way, if you want to get a See You on the River card protector, I'll put up the link down below and pop it up on the screen at robsontrend.com. So go cop yours today, and thanks for the support. My opponent only thinks for about 10 seconds before making the call. I tell him he's good, and he flips over Jack 6. Yes, you heard that right. Jack 6 for second pair, and I double him up. Well, I'm glad my read was right, but damn, good call by him. Now, the second betting size error, which I believe I made, was only betting $25 on the turn. I think the sizing is too small, and my story doesn't add up. From raising $10 pre-flop, c-betting the flop for 15, 25 on the turn, and then shipping it all in on the river? I don't know. Math ain't mathing right. To go small the whole way, and then all of it on the river, I guess honestly, you could say I made 3 betting sizing errors. But you know what? I'm just going to continue to learn and get better, and I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes. And don't be afraid to up the size of your bets to tell your story. I study Rampage and Mariano a lot, and what I typically see from them is they really polarize their turn bet. I believe the turn bet is the most important bet because it really sets up the river. So even if you have the nuts, or if you're on a draw, or have complete air, you should really polarize your turn bet to either a pot size bet or even an over pot size bet, which makes you look very, very strong. And then that will lead to a river shove all in. And that's how you make your story add up better and giving yourself a better chance to win future pots long term. In this one, I look down at ace-9 of spades and raise it to $15. 3 players call, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop is not too bad. 9-6 king with 2 hearts, and I have middle pair. Action checks to me, and I c-bet for $20. Only 1 player makes a call, and we go heads up to a turn. The turn is a 9 of clubs. Now give me 3 of a kind. Okay. Action checks to me, and I'm putting my opponent on a flush draw, or he has 2 pair with a hand like king jack or king queen. So I bet out $50, hoping to keep him in. And that's exactly what happens. He makes the call for $50, and we go to a river. The river is a deuce of spades, which now I feel very confident that I have the best hand. So when he checks it over for a 3rd time, if he had a flush draw, I think he would have bet it out to try to steal the pot. So I'm putting on my hand like I just said, like king jack, king queen. And if somehow my opponent watches my vlogs, if he knows I'm on a flush draw miss, he knows I do not quit and I will try to bluff you. So I'm going to pretend like I missed my flush draw and rip it all in. But really, I'm looking for max value. You don't always have to have the absolute nuts to go all in. You really just need to know exactly where you are in a hand. Now, I want you to look very closely at my hand after my opponent checks it over to me.
These are spirit fingers, and these are gold.
I do my best Hollywood and try to look very hesitant about my quote-unquote next decision. I kept pausing back and forth with my chips, shuffling them slowly, just trying to look really nervous. I didn't pick up my See You on the River card protector, just like the last time I went all in, and flick it in the middle and announce all in for $119, and my opponent snap calls. Okay, snap calls is never a good sign. I show my cards, and we're good, and we double up. I'm not exactly sure what he snap called me with, but much needed double up. Well, I guess if this poker vlog doesn't work out, maybe I go take up some acting classes. Last interesting hand of the night. Seat 1 raises it to $10. 1 player calls, then I look down at Queen 10 offsuit, and I make the call along with another player, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop's a fun one. Jack King 4 all offsuit, and I have an up and down straight draw. First action's on me, and I check. Seat 1 leads out for $20. The player to my right calls, and I just make the call as well, and we go 3 ways to a turn. I don't want to raise here being out of position. The turn is a 7 clubs, which doesn't change anything. I check again, and seat 1 bets out again for $50. Seems pretty strong, especially when there's another player behind. Maybe he has ace king or pocket aces. And surprisingly, the player to my right makes the call as well. I'm putting him on a hand like king queen. But I pretty much quickly make the call as I'm never going anywhere with my draw. See you on the river. And the river is the 9 of diamonds. Let's freaking go. See you on the river, baby. And that's exactly why you need to go get yourself today a See You on the River card protector so you can hit every river and take down big pots. First action's on me, and I do not want this to check around. So I lead out for $150 and seat 1 tanks for 2 full minutes. He is just agonizing. He seems like he is hurting making this decision. But eventually, he makes the call. Yes. The player to my right snap folds. I show my cards, and we're good. And we take down a nice sized pot. Seat 1 tells me later that he had top 2 pair, and he just couldn't fold. And just like that, I call it a session with my first time ever playing with my See You on the River card protector. I think that's it. That's my lucky card protector moving forward, so I don't expect to be losing. No more sessions, baby. Let's go. Alright, just got done with the session. It's been a minute since I played poker, so it's good to be back. But it started off kind of rough. You know, I kind of went back to my old ways and I punted off half my stack in the beginning. And I was down a little over half my stack and I was just kind of playing chase from behind. But, you know, I got really lucky with that queen 10 and I told you, I said, see you on the river. That's what happens when you wear the merch. And it was the socks. I think it was the socks that got me. But I was in for the game for 400 and out for 643, so up 243 bucks. If you want to get your See You on the River card protector, again, I'll leave down the link below. Really appreciate the love and support. And again, for all you cash players, all you tournament players, this is all you need to win the tournament and win big on cash games. That's all you need. So again, I'll leave the link down below and really appreciate all the support.